to construct a parabola given the focus and the directrix. Step 1 is to establish the directrix, which is a vertical line. So I'll do it here to the center. I'll use the center line and then the vertical. So I'll do the vertical first. Okay, then this is the directrix, and then this is the axis to the centermost part of your drawing area. The axis. This is a point that we were going to name D for directrix. Okay, this is D. We need to set a point here that we call F at 60. So from D, we set off 60 millimeters and get half of that 60, which is 30 millimeters. Give a name to these points. V stands for vertex, F for focal point. Okay, point D for directrix, central axis, point V for vertex, point F for focal point. We're doing a parabola. Now we're going to use this time our compass. I want you to set your compass at every to 10 millimeters, that is. 10 is a very convenient distance, so we use 10 millimeters. Okay, 10 millimeters. And from V, you want to set off a convenient number of points on the central axis. So from V, I'll set at V and I'll scribe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add one more. 8. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. On each of these, I want to draw a vertical line. Each of these points. Remember, we're doing construction lines, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to use these points first to measure the distance from D and to set off point F. Okay, let's give a name to these lines as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'll set off my compass at D. D to the first line, just open your compass to that radius. Okay, D to that first line. I'm using point D. Okay, I did this way, point D 1, and then I find where F is located, focal point, and then I scribe an arc, one above, one below. Okay, that easy. Onto vertical line 1. Then I'll move on to D again, point D, and I'm going to consider line 2, that distance, as it touches the center axis or the central axis, which is that. Remove my compass, reposition at F, focal point, and on line 2, which you see here, line 2, that's where you'll draw an arc above and one below. Okay, same process. D, we want line 3, line 3, then I position at F, which I placed a dot there, and describe one above and one below. Okay, so it's taking shape. D again, line 4, which is this line. So I'll open my compass D to this line, 4. Okay, D, reposition, I set at F, scribe 1 to 4, one above, one below. Make sure that you're following that line and you're not following this other line here. D to 5, so D to line 5, reposition at D, which is here, and to line 5. And I think I have space for one more. In your case, because of the border line, then it will be a bit different. You might get 5, you might get 7, and it depends on the distance that you also selected to set up these lines. So D to line 6, from F, focal point to line 6 and line 6 there. Okay, I can go one more. I'll do one more in my case to here. Then from from focal point F to 7 and 7. Okay. And the final thing to do now would be to join the points, and we start from the vertex. Okay, we go this way and there, so I get an idea of how I will be drawing. And you go a bit beyond the point. Okay, and the same thing here, we go this way and a bit there. So let me change this here. Oops. Okay, and that's a little point there that went off a bit than the normal. So this is a parabola, and then the last thing to do would be to give a name to the construction. In this case, it is, we don't have space here, so I'll write the subtopic here. It is 5 millimeters. construct a parabola. To construct a parabola, given Focus and DIrectrix. Okay, DIrectrix. So that is the construction. Thank you very much for following.